Video 9. Recognition of international protection. Recognition of international protection means you receive refugee status or protection sussidiaria. Refugee status means to be recognized as a refugee. This status is for an unlimited period. With this status, you have the right to a residence permit for asylum, which is valid 5 years and can be renewed. Protection sussidiaria means to have a level of protection that gives you the right to a residence permit for subsidiary protection, which is valid for 5 years and can be renewed. If the Commissione does not give you international protection, but thinks anyway that you need to stay in Italy, it asks the Questura to give you a residence permit for humanitarian reasons, humanitaria, which is valid for 2 years and can be renewed. For example, the Commissione can decide that you need protection humanitaria because you are minore or were minore when you arrived in Italy, pregnant or alone with your child, elderly, disabled, unwell because you have been subjected to violence, or if during your journey to Italy you were arrested or maltreated. To renew your residence permit means to have a new residence permit in Italy. When you renew your permit, the Questura gives you a paper that you must keep with you. To renew protection sussidiaria and protection humanitaria, the police have to first check that the situation in your country and the personal reasons for which you asked for protection are still valid, and therefore that you still need protection. It is possible to lose your refugee status or your protection sussidiaria. For more information, listen to audio recording 9, Termination and Withdrawal of International Protection. The residence permit for asylum and the residence permit for subsidiary protection give you the right to ricongiungimento familiare, which means family reunification. This means that you can bring to Italy your wife or husband, your children under the age of 18, if they are not married, your adult children if they are handicapped, your parents, but only in specific cases. You do not have to prove that you have suitable housing, nor how much money you earn. The residence permit for asylum and the residence permit for subsidiary protection give you also the right to apply for the EU long-term residence permit, which is a long-term residence permit with which you can travel in Europe for up to 3 months and work in another European country for more than 3 months. Your wife or husband, your children under 18, your adult children if handicapped, and your dependent parents can also have the same EU long-term residence permit, but they have to do an Italian language test. To have this permit, you must ask the court for 2 forms: the casellario giudiziale, which is your criminal records, and il certificato dei carichi pendenti, which is a certificate of pending proceedings. These two documents prove that you are not dangerous. You must also work, prove that you earn enough to support yourself, and have a photocopy of your passport or your travel document. As a refugee, the Questura gives you a travel document that is valid for 5 years and can be renewed. If you have protection sussidiaria or humanitaria, you can ask the embassy of your country for a passport. If you cannot ask your embassy for an important reason, the Questura gives you a travel entitlement which has the same validity as your residence permit. You cannot have a travel entitlement if you are considered dangerous for the Italian state. The status of refugee, protection sussidiaria, or humanitaria all give you the right to stay in a SPRA centre for 6 months. If you are minore, disabled, elderly, pregnant, travel alone with your child, or you are unwell because you have been subjected to violence, you can ask to stay longer in a SPRA centre. The residence permit for asylum, protection sussidiaria, and humanitaria give you the right to study and work. You can convert your residence permit for protection sussidiaria or your residence permit for protection humanitaria into a residence permit for work. This, however, means that you renounce your protection sussidiaria or humanitaria.